Did you know that every single Final Fantasy game from Final Fantasy IV all the way through Final Fantasy X has a boss you can defeat in just 1 or 2 hits? In the cases of Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VIII, and Final Fantasy X, there are 2 such bosses in each of those games that can be defeated in this way. Every one of these bosses can be defeated with almost no effort, often doing something as simple as just using an item. With that all said, let's get on with the video. We'll be looking at the bosses in chronological order, so we're starting off with Final Fantasy IV's boss, Scarmiglione, in his true form. You'll need an elixir to take out this boss. You can find one in Damsayan Castle, hidden in a pot in the room below the area with the jail cells, which you can get to by walking around the outside of the castle and going right. If you save the elixir, you can just toss it straight onto Scarmiglione to immediately end the fight. Next we'll be taking a look at Tyrannosaur from Final Fantasy V. Like Scarmiglione, Tyrannosaur is an undead enemy, but this time you don't even need an elixir. Just throw a phoenix down at this guy and this fight will be over before it really even begins. The first boss we'll be looking at for Final Fantasy VI is the Phantom Train. There's really no need to be spooked by any of the negative status effects this thing throws your way. Just throw a phoenix down at it and watch it go down immediately. The other boss we'll be looking at from Final Fantasy VI is the Tunnel Armor. You'll need to get a specific item to take this boss out. In order to do this, you'll need to avoid going into this room and getting the treasure in it the first time you travel through South Figaro Cave, as the chest will not have the correct item you need at that point in the game. Instead, wait until the second time you enter the cave with Locke and Celeste to open it. You should then receive an item called the Thunder Rod. Once you advance further into the cave, you'll fight the Tunnel Armor. Just ignore everything Celeste says about using her runic blade, and use the Thunder Rod on this thing to immediately end the fight. Next up is Nattak from Final Fantasy VII. You actually get an X potion in the room right before the area where you fight this boss, and you can use that X potion to put a quick end to this boss. Just throw the X potion at him and watch as he is immediately taken out. The first boss we'll be looking at from Final Fantasy VIII is GeroGero. This boss is actually the true form of the fake president, and he looks pretty terrifying. Thankfully you won't have to look at him for very long since he's an undead enemy, and all you have to do is toss a phoenix down at him to end the fight. Next up is the Abaddon boss from Final Fantasy VIII. Squall straight up tells you this boss is undead and to use recovery magic and items at the start of the fight. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only time a Final Fantasy game has ever actually straight up told the player to attack an undead boss in this way. Anyway, all you need to do is toss an elixir at this thing to end it in 1 hit. Now let's take a look at Soulcage from Final Fantasy IX. This boss talks a ton of trash before this fight, but he's actually an incredibly weak boss once you know his weakness, which once again is just recovery items and recovery magic. You can just toss a phoenix down on him to lower his HP to near 0, then attack with any character to immediately defeat him. You can also use an elixir to one-shot him, but elixirs are rare in this game, and this method works just as well. Finally, we're going to take a look at 2 bosses from Final Fantasy X, starting with Evrae Altana. This is yet another undead boss, so it may come as no surprise that you can throw a phoenix down at it to defeat it. However, unlike many of the other bosses on this list, using just 1 phoenix down is not enough. You actually have to use 2 of them on this boss for some odd reason. The last boss on the list is Yevon. You can defeat this boss by hitting it with a zombie attack and turning it into an undead enemy. Then just use a phoenix down to immediately end the fight. This is probably the most well-known enemy on this list that can be defeated quickly like this, and it's probably because Yevon is the final boss of the game. I'm sure there's at least a few people who still don't know about it though, so if that's you, then now you know. Well, that's it for this video. Did you enjoy it? If so, then give it a like so this video can get pushed out to more people. I greatly appreciate any likes, since these Final Fantasy videos tend to not do as well as other videos on my channel. With that said, I'll see everyone next time.